Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I'm sorry I'm right again. And why am I sorry? It's because when I predict, most of my predictions are predictions that have a negative outcome. So I predict that bad thing will happen. And when it happens, yeah, I can't say I'm not satisfied because, I knew what was going on. Why? Because I know to assess the dynamics of whatever is going on most of the time. So that confirms my abilities, I would say, with lack of modesty here. But on the other hand, I don't like it because something negative happened. In this case, I have here a few articles in which Donald Trump tells the Houthis, the guys in Yemen, that if you're going to strike anywhere that we don't like again, we are going to take care of Iran. So Trump threatens Iran with the destruction of the Houthis in Yemen and with probably an attack on Iran. I said this many times before. I will show you a few videos here where you can find my statements that United States of America, Donald Trump, will fulfill his master's demands. United States will get in a war in Iran unless Iran just surrenders unconditionally to another country, which is not United States of America, starts with an I in the Middle East. It's not Iran, it's not Iraq, someone else, figured out by elimination. So what do we have here? So United States to hold Iran responsible for further Houthi attacks. That is, I will punch you if they do something. I mean, doing like this, who does like this? I know who does like this. I lived through this in Romania. We have gangs. And that's exactly how it was. I wanted to hit you, but I don't want to hit you directly. I would need to find a reason. So I will find a reason saying, if tomorrow is going to be raining, it's because of you. Therefore, I'm going to punch you. Like this, you can punch whomever you want to punch. Just finding supposedly a reason. I know the Houthis are bad. I know Iran is as it is. I know the other guys, the Israelis, and so on. But nevertheless, still, United States of America will get in a war with Iran. I said it. I said it on multiple occasions. That's the first one. The second one, well, we have the same country of Israel, which, however you want to look at it, just bombarded Gaza again. And by that, shatters ceasefire with Hamas. I know Hamas are bad, all right? But hey, the Israelis struck again, according to Associated Press, not with, Tehran news. Israel strikes across Gaza, kill more than 400 Palestinians, and shatter ceasefire with Hamas. I will explain because I said it. When Israel promised the Hamas guys, the evil guys, free passage, you're going to go to Qatar or wherever you want to go, or to Arab Emirates if you want, we're going to let you go as long as you release those hostages, and everything is going to be okay. I said it. It's not going to be okay. They will get the hostages and they will hunt those guys down until they get all of them. Why? You have the Second World War example. These guys are still hunting them, and they find them. 90-some-year-old person who, I don't know, was okay, you are guilty of this and that. So, all right. So they will get him. And when this guy said, we're going to have a truce between Hamas and we're going to have Israel, I said, that's going to be a temporary one, and one of them will break it. Regardless if it's true or not, the other side will point, see, they broke it. That means I will fuck you up now. That's exactly what happens. Don't trust anybody, but verify. So there's a second one. The third one, Pentagon threatens overwhelming lethal force against the Houthis, the evil guys over there. So will they nuke them? I claimed in my videos in the past that the Americans will not only bombard Houthis, the hell out of them, Yemen. We'll probably have an invasion force over there, because over there the little strait, or Hormuz, has to become part of the United States of America. Has to be like they want to take over the Panama Canal. We must control it. Why? Because where the forces are good. Can't you see what the Houthis do? All right. And the Houthis, according to media reports, they attacked again a U.S. Navy carrier group with about 18, 18 ballistic missiles. The Harry Truman SS US US, okay? After the Americans said, we're going to smack you, and they will be smacked. I know that the Americans will get and will take the hot potato from the fire for its boss. Who's the boss? It starts with an I. It's not Iran, it's not Israel. It's a country in the Middle East, though. All right, let's start with the first article. The Jerusalem Post, beautiful. United States of America to hold Iran responsible for further Houthi attacks, Trump says. That means, whatever you do, to whomever you do, I'm going to smack you. Now, is there a connection between Iran and the Houthis? Probably there is a connection. Is there a connection between the United States of America and, let's say, how do you call it, Iran-Contras? Were they the Iran-Contras? Was the United States of America, let's make it easier, the United States of America and Ukraine? Is there a connection between the United States of America and Israel? So if there's a connection, that means this guy is going to hit the United States of America because your support over our main ally. These guys are going to get us in a war for someone else's interest. The interests of Israel are not aligned with the interests of the United States of America. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not, but not always. Remember, a friend makes mistakes as well. Now, if you choose to stay with your friend, which I don't think that's a case of friendship between two states, especially these two, it's a subordination and master relationship. You don't always say, yeah, you're always right because you're my friend. That's not friendship. Friendship is based on values. And one of the values is to be just, to be good. Well, if your friend is unjust, you're not going to say, yeah, my friend is just because he is my friend. No, my friend is my friend, but he is unjust on this matter. So this unconditional yes, sir attitude from the United States of America will get us hurt. And that's all I care. Those guys over there, they can fuck themselves, if you know what I mean. All right, let's go to the next one. Well, we're going to use Al Jazeera. Donald Trump warns Iran will be, quote-unquote, held responsible for Houthi attacks from Yemen. The United States president has threatened Iran, while the Pentagon vows overwhelming lethal force against the Houthis in Yemen. Next one. United States of America piles pressure, if these guys are going to work, on Yemen Houthis with new strikes. So, airstrikes, they are celebrating. Trump vows to hold Iran responsible for Houthi attacks. And remember, this is from March 17th from Reuters. Next one. Trump ratchets up threats against Iran over Houthi ties after ordering strikes against Yemeni rebel group. Forbes. Next one. Trump says he'll hold Tehran responsible for Houthi attacks as group targets U.S. ships. Opa. Let's see what happened, right? U.S. President vows Iran will suffer the consequences for proxy actions. Chance of death of America, death to Israel. They go now they put this together. No, that's all you need to care. That's all you need. This is none of your business. Those guys are responsible for their own actions. Heard at rallies as US airstrikes killed 53 and wounded 98. The Americans claim they killed some Houthis leaders. Okay, that's what they say. All right, let's see what's going on here. The Iranians are providing them with weapons. Okay. Any further attack or retaliation by the Houthis will be met with great force, Trump said. Iran has played the innocent victim in a conflict. I don't think it's the innocent victim. Death to America and death to Israel. Okay. This one thing, this I personally don't care. That's none of my business. I'm not an Israeli. I'm not a Jew. I don't care. I'm an American. So this should not go together. But they lump them together. Why? Because they need to use these imbeciles to pick up this guy's hot potato. But hey, we got traitors. Israel strikes across Gaza, kill more than 400 Palestinians and shatters ceasefire with Hamas. I'm pretty sure Hamas did something, and which was, they supposedly gave some wrong bodies in an exchange of, victims and so on. But nevertheless, I knew they were going to find a reason, the same reason as this guy says. I will hold you responsible for someone else's actions. Okay, that sounds like the Old Testament, where I'm going to punish you for what your ancestors 7 generations ago did. That's collective punishment as well. And that's very, very valid in the Old Testament of your Bible. But in our Roman law, which, no. You're responsible only for your actions. So which one is better? Should I pay for something that someone else did 3 generations or 2 generations, let's say in the Second World War? Of course not. Should I be punished because, let's say, my father stole something? Should I go to jail? As long as I'm not an accomplice, all right, that means I was involved in this. That's his thing, man. Otherwise, we all get to be perpetrators and suspects. Why? Because we can extrapolate. Why should we just stop to relatives? Why not the whole human race? So whatever Stalin did, he is a Georgian. No, he's a man. That means all men should be fucked up. Secondly, he wore a mustache. All men with mustache. And now he had this right hand like this. He was crippled. All right, all those people should be, no? And then he had, what did he? He went to the seminar, to the theological seminar. So he wanted to be a priest. All those guys should be here. Then he's a Georgian. All the Georgians, but the Georgians are human beings. Oh, that means all the human beings? Oh, but the human beings were made by God. So that means like this we punish everybody. When do we stop? That's why it's imbecilic. Did I do it? No. Fuck off. All right, let's go to the next one. But this is collective punishment, and it's acceptable under their Torah law. And if you want, go to the Talmud, and you're going to find out what they really think about you, the Goyim. All right, next one. New voice of Ukraine. Israeli forces hit Hamas targets. Breaking truth. Okay. Anybody says anything about it? Well, just reporting, nothing else. Who's guilty? We don't assign guilt here, okay? Because they're the good people. Russia today. Pentagon threatens overwhelming lethal force against Houthis. The US campaign to degrade the capabilities of Yemen armed groups will be relentless. Why is not, France doing this? Why is not States of America? Or let's say, why is not Romania doing this? Well, because you're not owned by the same guys and don't have the capability. They're going to use you. They're going to use you the way they used Pontius Pilatus, or Pont Pilat, however you want to call him. You know who I'm talking about? In your Bible, in the New Testament, remember, the Savior, Jesus Christ, was put over there in front of, he was brought in by whom? To be judged by whom? So he must die using you. You're going to use your hands to kill him for me. You found out nothing wrong with that guy, but we do. But we're not going to do it ourselves because our law says we can't do it. But you know what our law says? You can do it for us. The same thing here in the United States of America. We can't do it because we don't have the ability. And why should we get involved in this? We showed our limitations. You do it for us. And these guys, yes, sir. So, when you make an investment, you wait for the returns. So when Trump became president, now the returns. I caught you, mofo. You think you're going to be faster than me? All right, let's go to the next one. Houthi claim new attack on U.S. Navy carrier group. This is from yesterday. The strikes come in retaliation for the deadly U.S. bombing campaign launched on Yemen. So this is after these guys struck, right? Where are they? Where is the article? Come on, baby doll. Where is that? Anyway, when they shot then they killed a lot of, right here, new airstrikes from Houthis. Where are not the Gaza. Yeah, so this is what happened. He spoke after the first U.S. strikes on Yemen of his new term, kills 53 people and win a 9-8. So the Americans did this, and then the other guy says, you know what? Where are we? We don't care. We're going to attack, even though you say you're going to take care of Iran. So it's war. So who's going to fight the war? The Americans, for whom they tried to tell us that it's for our own interest. It's not for our own interest. It's only for that shitty little thing's interest over there. Let's go and see what's going on here. So the Yemen-based Houthi movement said it has targeted a U.S. Navy carrier group with 2 long-range strikes over the past 24 hours, calling the attacks a retaliation for the deadly bombing campaign mounted by Washington over the weekend. The group said on Sunday that it has launched some 18 ballistic missiles and drones at the aircraft carrier USS Harry Truman and its accompanying warships. So the Yemenis, the Houthis struck us because we struck them. For whom exactly? For whom exactly? Where the hell is that? Right there. For whom? I know. Not later. Never. All right. So let me show you a few things here. This is one video that I made. Let me see when I made this one. I made it on January 12, 2025. And the title was, Trump will get United States in a war with Iran. Iran prepares for war, deploys air defense, Trump will attack Iran for them. Who's them? We can't say it. Next one. Trump wins. The 47th president. What will he do? Stop all wars. It doesn't sound to me striking Yemen will be, or threatening Iran will be stopping a war. I think it's starting a war. Write 100 executive orders. So this was made in November 7th, I think. Let me see. November 6th, right there. And this one right here. Israel and Hamas agree on truce to free hostages in swap. Israel will continue until the end. They will not stop. The thing with, this is I think in 2023. It's right there, November 22, 2023. So I said, they will not stop. They will destroy. They have greater ambitions, and the Americans will be used for the ambitions. Wherever they want to go, wherever they want to go. And let me show you another thing. In one of these 2 out of 3 live stream I made, I think in the last one, or maybe this one right after Trump won right here, after this or this one, I can't remember exactly. I've been asked by one of the viewers, one of you, my friends, how do I see 2025 and about geopolitics? And I said, probably the war in Ukraine will be stopped. Probably. I think I gave you a percentage. That's the odds. That's how I work. Possibilities and probabilities. And I said, definitely there will be a war in Iran. These guys are going to take on Iran. Americans. Trump will go and, give the returns to the investment, which was, you got to be the president, but you got to put out. That's exactly what Trump is doing right now. Putting out. He's not making it safer. Now, you can say, well, you gotta eradicate the evil, and you have to initiate and strike them to make them stop. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the reality. I don't think that's the true narrative. I think it's a lie. I don't think by doing that you're gonna stop that. I think the narrative goes like this: you have a shitty place, you have a shitty entity that wants more territories, and that's not Iran, and that's not the Houthis, and that's not the guys in Gaza. That's an entity, and that cannot survive around people that they want their land. So that means they have to expand and make buffer zones, but they can't. They need the American power to do that. Money, military, intelligence, and troops, and exactly what's going on. So until that little entity is told to stop the fuck up and give back what it took, then maybe there's a chance. And take away their nuclear weapons. That's the first thing you do. In an operation, maybe a 1.5 hour operation. You have to do it and take over, and then you just move everything out and say, now we're going to make sure you're protected, all right? You give back what you're supposed to by the United Nations resolutions. One of them is Resolution 242, just so you know. You give back what you've taken, and then maybe you give peace a chance. That's what I would do, but not like this. Those guys cannot be told nothing. If they want to say, I want to take, let's say, parts of Lebanon, I want to take parts of Syria, I want to take parts of wherever I want, how are you going to stop them? By the way, I have nuclear weapons. Are you going to attack me? I'm going to fuck you up. So there's no way these guys, who is a God-given promise, all those things that they might want one day, how can you take it away from their head in the first place? Bad mistake, bad move in 1948, bad move, but started with Balfour Declaration and all the garbage that was after that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. United States will get in a war with Iran. I give it 98%. 98%. Unless, the Russians tell them, if you do that, and the Chinese tell the bully boy, not the bully boy, the chained bully boy, controlled by the little fucker. until they're told clearly by the Russians and the Chinese, stop, take your master away, take your toys, but you can't because you deal with fanatics, with zealots, with fanatics. I mean, if I think that God promised me that land over there, which you have a house on and it's your property, legal property, and I say based on the promise, I'm gonna get it from you, using this imbecile and his children and his nation, what am I? A zealot? A fanatic? A crazy guy? Why? Because the same thing the other person can claim based on their gods. Now where do we end up? We end up in a continuous war. Unless someone, the strongest, win. And the strongest is nobody, because they have nuclear weapons. So at one point, if I'm cornered, I'm going to use them like a rat that I am. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.